Hi, Erica here, Assistant Director of RoLa Languages and English teacher. Today I wanted to talk about some sports idioms in American English. Now, many Americans love sports, whether it's playing or watching, and sports have definitely made their way into our everyday language. So we have a lot of different expressions that we use based on sports, particularly the sports that are most popular here in this country. So I wanted to share a few expressions and to help you to use them in your everyday conversation, and also to have the context. So then if someone uses one when they're speaking to you, you understand what they're trying to say. So I'm going to share three expressions today. The first one is a long shot, or by a long shot. This expression comes from archery, and usually we use this expression to explain that something is like not close to the target at all. So for example, like in the actual physical action, like he missed the target by a long shot. So the person shot the arrow and they were not close at all to the target. Now, for example, how we use this in our everyday conversation, maybe you have to make a proposal for a new project at your work and you present it to your boss and you can tell the boss is just not impressed at all by your idea. Then you can say that you missed the proposal by a long shot. Like the success of the proposal is by a long shot. It's not close at all to what your boss was expecting. So that's the first one, is a long shot or by a long shot. Usually it's kind of like a measurement of something, like, again, it's a big distance away from where you want it to be. The next expression is to bail out. Now, this one, if you're interested in financial news, you might have heard this one. This comes from sailing, traveling on the water by boat. And so this expression comes from the idea of maybe when you get some water in your boat, it could be because there's strong waves, or maybe because there's a hole in your boat and you get some water in the boat. And then in order to save the boat from sinking, you have to basically take a bucket, pick up the water, and throw it out of the boat. So bailing out or bailing someone out is usually when you help someone out of a very difficult situation. So for example, if you're doing a presentation in pairs and maybe one person didn't prepare at all, the other person did the preparations, and so this person who did the preparation, if they kind of speak for both of the people, they bail their partner out of the bad situation of making their partner look bad, like they had not prepared. But if they show preparation for both of the people in the pair, then it makes them both look good. So we use this bail out when you save someone from a kind of difficult situation, and we can apply this to a lot of different things. A kind of similar expression, but a different meaning, is to bail on someone. So again, the first one was bail out. Now let's bail on. Bail on someone is a very different thing. If we imagine like the expression I was saying, the root of it, where you're taking water and throwing it out of a boat, in this case, it's more like you're the water and you're throwing yourself out of the boat. So if you bail on someone, usually it means, like, for example, you made a plan with a friend to, let's say you're going to go to the movie theater. And so, you agreed to meet Friday at 6 p.m. at the movie theater. So when your friend arrives Friday at 6 p.m. on time, and then they receive a message from you, and you say, I don't really want to go anymore. So you kind of leave them at the last second, and so you leave them alone. So often when we bail on someone, it's when we break a plan that we made, and we break the plan at the last minute, so the other person can't really do anything to make their preparations differently because they didn't know that this was going to happen. So that's bailing on someone. Again, you kind of leave them at the last second. Usually you have a plan to do something together, and now you're not going to do it. The last expression I wanted to share with you all is this expression coming from playing cards, where we say to call a spade a spade. The spade is a kind of picture on there are 4 different kinds of cards. This one is the one that has something that looks kind of like this. That's the shape of the spade. And so when we say this expression, to call a spade, it means like when you speak honestly and openly about something. So maybe it's a topic that everyone was kind of avoiding saying the truth about it, and then you say, like, let's basically stop trying to avoid this topic. Let's call a spade and address this topic directly. So if, for example, your team at work, there's one person who really is not doing their full they're not really completing their responsibilities. And so now everyone's trying to say, like, to have a group discussion about how you can improve. And they're like, oh, we could do this. oh, we could do that, we could do that. But then someone's like, let's call a spade a spade. The problem is that this person is not doing their work. So again, before everyone was trying to kind of avoid the subject, but then you say, let's speak about this honestly. And therefore we can actually directly address this issue. So that's that expression, to call a spade. So just to review, we have the expressions by a long shot. We have to bail someone out. We have to bail on someone. And we also have to call a spade a spade. I hope those expressions will help you. And I will definitely be presenting more, as there are tons more sports idioms in American English.